12 weeks ago, I received 2,500 day-old chicks on my brand new farm. The goal? Turn them into egg-laying monsters that will make me rich. Now, of course, I do understand that the definition of rich is very relative and it simply depends on who you are and where you are. But I've been doing poultry farming for quite some time and I know that it's profitable if you do it well. Of course, just like everything else, it does have its risks and it's quite volatile. But if you do things well, then you have the ability to actually become rich. Get the money. So on this farm of mine, I received 2,500 birds a while back. And I believe I shared their growth on this channel, their entire growth on the channel. And right now, they're 12 weeks old and I believe they're going to become really, really, really good layers. The work that's going on inside there, phenomenal. The growth, phenomenal. We still have quite a lot to do around to make the environment even better. But there's a lot of things we are working on. The biosecurity and the general growth of the birds. So let's get on the inside and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like on the inside of the chicken house. Foot dip, as usual, proper biosecurity measure. Open the door and get in. And of course, the birds won't be so comfortable with me being around and recording, but because they're not used to people probably talking too much on the inside here. But you can see the birds. You can see the birds. Now this is the bucket that we use. You see, it's empty right now. But you can see that we have small drinkers on the inside of the house, yeah? We have small drinkers and we have the bigger automatic drinkers. Now, I know you're wondering why we have that. And it's simply because we're giving the birds vitamins and our water tanks are too huge in order to be able to accommodate the amount of water that the birds consume in a day. So we can't put our medicine or our vitamins inside the big water tank. So because of that, we have to use the smaller drinkers that you're seeing here. And so the bigger drinkers are actually raised off the ground level to make sure that the birds can't access the water and they're only accessing the water in the small drinkers. Now, in case you're wondering why we actually do have vitamins inside the water, it's because yesterday we did a transfer of the birds. So until yesterday, all the birds were on this lower floor. But yesterday we transported half of the birds and took them to the upper floor to decongest them, number one. But again, I think 3 days ago, we did 3 days ago, we did a fall typhoid vaccination. And that fall typhoid vaccination, it really causes stress. It decreases the consumption of feed by the birds. So the fall typhoid vaccination and the moving of the birds certainly caused stress to the birds. It caused stress to the birds. So that required that we need to give the birds vitamins. So they are taking their water with vitamins right now. Also, you can see our feeders over here. If you look there, you can see birds feeding on their feed. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful chicken house you can see here. We have quite some feathers down, but that's understandable. This is not molting. This is simply feathers that come in because of the birds flying. The birds have been debeaked, so I don't expect to have any issues with vices, things like poultry vices due to having long beaks. No, I don't expect any of that. The birds have been debeaked. The birds have been fully vaccinated, yeah? So we've done our vaccination fully, all the diseases. So the only thing we are left with is simply repeating the Newcastle and IB vaccination, I believe on week 18. But as far as we are right now, we've done our vaccinations. We've done our deworming. So the birds are growing up and they're healthy. Their weights are awesome. You know, we weigh them every week and their weights are on target. They have enough space, as you can see, on the inside of the chicken house. So I believe that they're going to grow up very comfortably. If you look on the sides of the chicken house, those are our sides. There is enough ventilation and aeration, yeah? I'm on the inside of the chicken house right here and it feels very calm. It feels very cool. There is no hassle of it's probably too hot. No, it's very calm and cool on the inside here. Despite the fact that while I was outside, I was feeling quite some heat. On the inside here, it's really comfortable. So the water is automatic, the drinkers are automatic, and I believe these birds are going to become really efficient birds. Let's go to the top of the chicken house and we'll take a look at the birds over there. Again, foot bath, very important. Foot dip, yeah, very important. And we'll go up our ramp. It works, yeah, it works. This is our ramp taking us up. And you can see our little bottle with the vitamins that we are giving the birds. So now let's get in, open the door, okay? And always shut it behind you. Always shut it behind you. Okay, we've shut it. And you can see the birds. These ones are a bit more startled than the ones that are down. The ones down were a bit more comfortable, but it's understandable. These birds have just been transferred to the top over here. So it's understandable that they could be a bit more startled because it's a new place. They're not yet very comfortable with the place. And you can see it's the same exact arrangement as what we had at the bottom. Yeah, our drinker, automatic drinker, have been raised. You can see over here. It's not on the ground level, yeah? And that's our drinker that we are using with the vitamin, the smaller drinker in the distance over here. You can see the birds, they are really startled, yeah? Trying to run away, to run towards the corners over there. Just trying to be as far away from me as possible. But it's understandable. You know, they were caught recently to be brought up here. So they probably are not enjoying the human contact. But it's okay, it's understandable. Now they are running towards me. Take a look at them. They're now all running towards me. It takes quite some time, but they get used to it, isn't it? And over there in the distance, we have what you would call an isolation unit, but it's not really an isolation unit. It's simply a place that we are using to keep the cocks. Yeah? So you guys do remember that when I brought in the birds, I was in a haste. So we didn't have the time to sort out the males, the females, and the cocks. So we had a few cocks inside here. We have a few cocks and a few of the birds that, you know, need isolating. They are generally all healthy birds. All of them are healthy birds. So the white ones are the cocks. You see all of them. The white ones are the cocks. And the other ones are a bit the smaller birds, you know, the smaller females. So we put them inside here so that they don't need to compete for the feed and so that they catch up. Yeah. Now this is supposed to be an isolation unit. Well, we are using this as an isolation unit, but it shouldn't be an isolation unit. At the outside, on the back, I'm supposed to build an isolation unit for the birds. So maybe in a week or two, that will be built up. So you can see that there is enough space for aeration, as you can see on the side. So we don't have worries that the place is going to be too hot. It's very comfortable inside here. When I tell you it's comfortable, trust me, it's really comfortable. Despite the fact that it's quite hot outside, it's really comfortable inside here. So since it's the 12th week, it means we need to put the laying boxes inside here so the birds start getting used to them. Yeah. So over the next week or so, we're going to start making the laying boxes and placing them inside, even if it's just a few of them, just to make sure that the birds get used to the laying boxes, and you know what, they will start laying their eggs, just to make sure that they are comfortable enough and that by the time they start laying eggs, they know that there is a dark place they can go to lay their eggs. So yes, it's just the beginning for us. It's just the beginning. We have 2,500 birds over here, 2,000 birds that are already laying on the, you know, the beginning part. We're going to build another chicken house over here, and that will take in another 2,500 birds. So we shall have 5,000 birds over here. The goal is to have 10,000 birds on this farm, and we know that it's sufficient enough to have that number of birds, and all of them on deep litter. You know, people say that birds on deep litter probably won't perform as birds in cages. Man, the birds are performing really well in deep litter. That's for the first flock. So we know that this will perform well too. These are going to become awesome egg-laying monsters. And trust me when I tell you that they're actually going to make me very rich. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell. That way you never miss out on an upload. Lots of love. Bye-bye.